Welcome to Bavaria in our wonderful country of Germany as we see Bayern Munich take on their rivals, FC Barcelona of Spain. A couple of changes throughout our starting lineups that we've seen over the last couple of weeks. Bayern sticking true to what they've been doing. Barcelona once again coming in with a lineup that we haven't seen them run yet. The inclusion of some players that up to this point in the season haven't even seen playtime. A little bit of a bold statement coming out of manager Maite Arocho, where basically saying, hey, these guys that you haven't even seen before, yeah, they're better than your first team. So going through that Bayern lineup, same thing we saw last week out of Zion Escobar, Rene Peterson in net, Jimmy Hagland out on the left side, going back with Mircea Prodan after the own goal fiasco. But as we get farther forward, we see the quality of the team. Chigan Agbonlahor in the middle, going to be that guy that they look to put the ball in the back of the net on Jason Demetriou, who's only given up a single goal this season through the first two games, tied for the best in the league. And the changes to that Barcelona lineup, we see the 4-2-3-1, Demetriou in goal. We see Aaron Goa getting his first run of the season, Aganajevav or whatever his name is, and Imada getting their first play time of the year. And Sergei Rudenko being left alone up top. As we get underway, we see Bayern, much improved team last week over their first week. Lost the first game 4-0 to Arsenal, came back, got a win last week. Oh no, lost their game 4-0 last week. My apologies. And won their first game of the year 7-0 over America. Another big test for them today. Team that you've seen on Thomas Riebein, good ball into the middle. Sergei Rudenko, only thing he's lacking is size. Tries to get into Mircea Prodan and can't quite get there. But Bayern, a team that week one came out fire and week two had an actual challenge and were left wanting. And here we are with them playing against another team at the very top of the table. We'll see how they can do. Jimmy Hagland, nice little take. He's going to go for a little run with the ball at the same time. Sergei Rudenko. Levek Macher with a nice little layoff to Riebein. And Rene Peterson is all over the place. Can't stop the third attempt. Rudenko finally puts one in, but great shot from Riebein, saved. Great rebound control from, I can't remember if that was Macher or Rudenko. Saved. Third opportunity. Couldn't get across, couldn't get a hold of it, but we see the first one, the second one from Rudenko. And then finally he gets his own rebound and cleans up into a spot where Peterson just could not physically get to. That puts Sergei Rudenko on 4 goals for the season, which is tied for the league lead as of right now with Jack Flatch of Arsenal. Both these guys been on an absolute tear, averaging more than a goal a game. Curious to see if they'll be able to keep up that pace for the rest of the season. And you see a nice little weave going right there from Barcelona. Team not interested in single individual accomplishments as they have a player down momentarily. But not interested in individual accomplishments, more interested in making sure that the team gets 3 points out of every game. That's why Maite Rocho has the ability to swap in so many players and put them pretty much anywhere that she wants. As we see Jamie Kilty being acknowledged for possibly picking up a slight injury. Arangoa, nice first arrival into the game. I'm gonna have to learn how to say his last name, but Aginjanov. There you go, Aginjanov, with his first touches of the season. Rudenko, nice spin, gets himself one-on-one with the keeper. Final touch, a little bit too far. Renee Peterson gets out there and gets a hold of it. You have to believe if Rudenko got an opportunity to actually put that ball on net, that we would be looking at a 2-0 scoreline. Great save. Joshua Hamidu puts that ball way wide, and you could see the disappointment in his face. He's upset with himself over that one. Had a good opportunity, just didn't convert on it at all. That ball was closer to the corner flag than it was the net. Ooh, good link-up play between Levesque Montry and Amada. Amada, this could be one of those things where this is the first time he's getting play time. Nerves are on him. You see Peterson was absolutely lost without where that ball was going. If he had put it on target, that simple goal. Jamie Kilty, after picking up that little knock earlier, you see him still out on the field playing at that left back position. Rudenko with a nice ball up to Montry, does not give it back to him on the run. Amada does, however. Kilty across. Tomas Rebane with a nice little tap in. Wonderful vision coming out of the solo man up top to find his partnership with Tomas Rebane, a guy who has stepped in and showed why he is a quality player. It slipped all the way to the second round of the draft, remember, so anyone could have picked this guy up. His positioning is just incredible. There's no one within 5 yards of him on any side. And we see Bayern, the spark that they had last week. They lost 4-2 to Arsenal, but they had some spark to them, as you see the Rudenko-Rebane combination again. Rebane tries leaving a short cross. Prodon cuts it out. If he had gotten the ball a little bit higher, you have to expect that Montry would have been able to get ahead to it. He's the largest player in the entire league, alongside Joshua Bawua, who is suspect missing from this Bayern lineup. Not sure if there's something going on there. But Prodon cuts out another cross. highlighting the play of Sergei Rudenko so far. A couple of those shots, saves by Renee Peterson. Great attempts, able to convert one of them, but Prodan last week was the victim of a cross straight off the face, causing an own goal. This week, he said, no, training this week was all about me making sure to not let anything get through. There he is again. And Prodan very much improved over his possession last week. Doing a great job of cutting the ball out as we see Levek Matry. Renee Peterson with another amazing save. Matry is a guy who, listed at center back, can really play anywhere, though. He's got that much skill. And you see he's inside the penalty mark. Peterson gets a great hand to it, puts the ball wide for another corner, but corners don't affect the scoreline. Rebane into Hamidu. As we were saying, that Bayern Munich squad looks like they're missing that spark they had last week. As they make a run, Pedro Pereira up that left wing. As we come to the half, Bayern Munich, they need to find whatever they had against Arsenal. They're flat. They don't look like they're able to attack into this Barcelona defense, who has absolutely overwhelmed them. Granted, the team has only given up one goal this season to Manchester United in their opener. But if I'm Bayern's manager, I'm looking at possibly making some changes to get more aggressive. Levek Matry in the middle, been hard to go through. Imada in the middle. Another guy who's listed as a center back, who's playing more of a defensive midfield type role today. And then you have their true actual defenders. This Barcelona team has such good defensive presence that they can even slide their guys forward. Some teams are sliding them back, where their attackers are playing more defensive to try to get aggressive. Barcelona's the opposite. They're saying, hey, we have such great, talented defenders. We're going to push them forward. We're going to get Imada into the midfield. We're going to get Matry into the midfield. Can you see it paying off for him? Imada here, again, he beats Peterson. Just puts it over the bar. Matry with the shot that Peterson had to deflect away. It's a very deep and scary team, Barcelona. They'll be really tested next week against Arsenal, seeing what that back line can do. But we've also seen that their manager has zero issue with changing up a formation to match an opponent. They've played 5 at the back. They've played 3 at the back. They played 4 at the back today. Not sure if they're going to try to stay aggressive, if they're going to dial back a little bit. But so far, whatever they're doing is working for them. They have a 2-0 lead going into the half over their rivals away. And I think that's key. This is their first game away from home, and they're showing it doesn't matter what stadium they play in, they're going to be successful. See a halftime substitution. Ruben Paz on for Hyunjun Maluda. Great link-up play. Joshua Hamidu all by himself again. And Renee Peterson. He's a guy keeping his team alive today. This could very easily be a 4-0 or worse score line. You see him asking his team to calm down just a little bit. They're getting a little bit too excited at the moment. Joshua Hamidou put the one wide in the first half, has that one put wide by Peterson this half. You got to think he's right there. He's on the cusp. He's ready for one. And Peterson, that one probably going out anyway. Aganjanov right there. Good header. Left the ball in the air a little bit too long, but Peterson probably could have let that one go, but with the way things have been today, decides tap it up, put it over the net. Let's be safe. Let's make the smart decision. So we're going to see a 7th corner as Justice Myers is noted for having an injury. Tomas Rebane. Maybe a little bit too cute through the middle. Eugene Q says, nuh-uh, you're not getting this shot off. I'm taking this and we're getting away. And you almost have to feel bad for these guys that Barcelona have decided to get a little bit of play time in the back line. Xavier Arangoa hasn't had much to do. Same thing with Sasho Aganjanov. They've really not had a ton to defend so far today. They've controlled possession up front for most of it.
Danke, dass Sie den Live-Fußball unterstützen. Im Stadion ist das Spiel halt doch am schönsten. Danke.
Matry to Rebane. Gets into the box, and Prodon, great cutout. You would think that that was going to end up being another shot on net, but ultimately nothing comes of it other than another Barcelona corner. See a substitution. Gustavo Jimenez coming on for Marcano, and Levek Matry coming off for Tuomas Rantanen. Seeing his first action of the actual season. Got a little bit of time in the preseason. Nothing so far yet in actual plays. Jimenez almost decides to pull a Prodon on purpose. Rocket header straight off the top of the crossbar. Going to go over, though. Another corner. Dangerous, dangerous play right there. Could have seen this go to a 3-0 scoreline. Prodon takes another one out. We're nearing the double digits for Barcelona corners, and not a single one of them has produced a goal yet. So you have to assume that something in the training ground is going to be done this week to rectify that, especially coming up against Arsenal, who every goal is going to count against. It's going to matter. Just one goal is going to possibly be the difference. See Steven Warzija coming on for Chigan Agbanlahor. Has not been a great game for Agbanlahor. Hasn't gotten involved, really. But I'm not sure if that's so much his fault as it is the midfield just not providing him with chances to get forward. Looking ahead just a little bit, we've already mentioned Barcelona takes on Arsenal next week, and so far what has been the two top teams could be a title decider right there. But the game that silently is going to decide parts of the middle of the table as of right now, Bayern Munich take on Inter Milan. So 2 teams I thought possibly bottom of the table, 4th and 5th, that are currently sitting in 3rd and 4th with that terrible start that Man U got off to. Could these guys be teams that are possibly fighting for a top 2 if things go their way? Inter plays Club America this week. You have to feel that they're the better team on paper. They're probably coming away with 3 points there. Orzicha with a nice ball up over the top for Justice Meyer. Whatever knock he had earlier seems to be just fine now. Good cross into the box. No one can get on the end of it, though. It's cleared out. Ooh, poor play from Joshua Hamidou. Just bad back pass. Orzicha, another ball over the top. Navarro. Looks like he might have been fouled. Possibly offsides. It's offsides. Didn't get a whole lot of power behind that anyway. It was going to end up going Barcelona's way as is, but you can see they're staying aggressive in these final 10 minutes as we see Tafari Ankara come on for Justice Meyer. Joshua Hamidou picks the pocket of Jimmy Haglund, gets it going. 3-on-3. Rantanen lays back off for Rebane. Peterson with another amazing save. I know his team is down 2-0 right now, but that man has been the bright spot of this Bayern Munich club all day. He has saved a ton of very key shots from Barcelona. Scoreline could easily be 5-0. Rebane through to pause. That's not one that Peterson's going to have to save. Shot taken, put right off the defender, and sent well wide. Clock ticking down. We're into the final 3 minutes. Can't believe that we're going to see a lot of time added on either. As Dan Jarakita comes on for Joshua Hamidou. Understandable substitution. Hamidou hasn't done a ton today. Akita seems to be a favorite of Maite Arocho toward the end of these games. Rudenko gets the ball straight into him. And then gets called offsides, not getting back quick enough. So the way things look right now, Barcelona is going to go on to remain undefeated, 9 points top of the table. Not sure what's happening with the Arsenal Man U game or the Inter Club America game, but unless there is a wide margin of victory in that Arsenal Man U game, we're looking at our leaders in the table. Orzicha plays another ball forward to Tafari Ankara on the end of it. Getting forward. And wonderfully cut out by Stephen Ness. Guy who's never in the wrong position, always making the right play. I can see why he's been a staple back there so far. He's a guy that I know if he's on the field for me, I'm never having to worry. Only a couple more minutes of this added time. Looking like Barcelona's going to walk away with a 2-0 victory. And depending on what Jack Flatch can do, we could see a tie at the top of the table halfway through the season for the Golden Boot. And as Amada sends that one into the stratosphere, you hear the Barcelona faithful cheer echoed by the Bayern boos. 2-0 loss, but there's a lot that I can take away if I'm Bayern in a positive light. Prodan has looked better today than he has any other point in the season. Peterson was fantastic if he did get let down by a couple of well-timed passing plays. He made 2 saves on that first Rudenko goal and unfortunately couldn't get around to the third. But positive progress for this Bayern Munich squad. It's a loss, doesn't give you any points, but it's something that you can definitely look and build on. Arsenal and Barcelona going into next week. It's going to be interesting. Well, we'll see if Barcelona stays with this very defense-minded approach for where they're putting people. We'll see if Arsenal is able to break down that defense. But I'm honestly more excited for the Inter and Bayern Munich game. That game is going to be... It's going to be a game of 2 teams hungry to show that they deserve to be higher up in the table than they are. Both of them having played Club America, both of them having played another rough game, whether it be against Arsenal or Barcelona. 2 teams very excited to watch scrap off next week. But Barcelona did a great job today. Nothing to really nitpick at. Just a couple of missed opportunities. Great goalkeeping on the other side. Bayern Munich just has to get more aggressive. They've got to get the ball forward. They've got to find a way to get the ball at Çiğdem Akbanlahor's feet, because they didn't do that at all today. I don't know that he had a single touch anywhere on the field. So we're seeing a lot of highlights here of Barcelona getting corners in, going wide, being saved, but none of them really even got close to being on net. That's something that, if I'm their coach, I'm looking to work on going into training this week. As we wrap up this rivalry week 3, we can see the reverse fixture happen in week 6. Barcelona will be home against Bayern Munich, but next week, week 4, we have Barcelona, Arsenal, and we have Bayern Munich and Inter. Hope to see you then.